Here, I want to share my screen with you. I've been seeing this guy. Let me wait till these things go down. All right, we went down to. All right, I've been seeing this guy go live, but I was wondering why, like, who he was, and it was something he was saying. Let me see if I can get it up first. He's live right now. I'm not gonna play his live right now, his live that he's playing right now. But this boy going in right here, and I kept seeing him. I always wanted to go in and listen to what he had to say. And please look at the thumbnail, please. Everybody that's out there in the bushes. This guy right here, the self-made hustle. I I don't know why he came across my screen this morning.
Big Red. I don't hit panels no more, bro. All this shit I got more than.
He came across my screen this morning. Let me see. I think it was a live they showed. I don't know how old this live is. I saved this John on my thing. What's wrong with it? I couldn't believe what I was hearing when I put the live on. I was like, "The fuck is this?" So I saved it anyway. So let me go to my channel. You see what that says right there? And it says, "Man, I hope you get your benefits back." Yeah, here it is, right here. Now, this isn't my video. Playing it under the Fair Use Act 17 USC to use for commentary. And what we've been already talking about over here. We was talking about this over here, but I never heard this stuff. And there's more people out here that that's not trying to hear, like, yeah, they into, trolling and all that, but they know that some stuff go too far. But they was recording people too. So listen to a little bit of it.
Shit, I already know I'm looking for. What's going on? Did y'all forget?
And please go to his channel. It's called Self Made Hustle. I'm starting to notice that a lot of channels is popping up and they only getting a few views, but they trying to put out stuff, and it seems to be a overarching thing where people are being ignored, like they're being suppressed. Whatever they're trying to say is being suppressed. I don't know. I don't know who trying to suppress them. I ain't no investigator. I just know that I remember talking on the phone and they was asking me if I wanted this call recorded. So I pushed the call to record it because when you call it in these companies, they're supposed to record your calls. They supposed to record your calls when you call your customer service at at your when you're giving up your information, especially to like something that had to do with your healthcare. Because I'm like, yo, I wrote something to them about my healthcare information being on the internet, and YouTube act like they don't want to do shit about it. But I don't. YouTube is not. Yo, I'm. What I tell you, YouTube is not judge. They're not the judge. YouTube is just a platform, and putting out people's like medical information that can harm them, put them in harm's way. I'm telling you,
I'm fucking confused. I'm dead ass motherfucker serious. Friendly motherfuckers. Well, let me remind you. Fucking remind you. I'm dead serious. Let me tell you what it is, man. I suggest you do. What do you say? Do your homework before the boogeyman went. Fuck the booger man. Fuck the talking about around this bitch, man. Might get fucked about that nigga. Y'all do for the moment. Y'all do for the moment. All of a sudden, y'all care about the booger man because he going against me. Because he and Pop
because
me.
she said he
Y'all
killed 3
support.
people.
Y'all was supporting when I canceled that goddamn
Hey,
show.
this
Y'all
bitch
better
he
shut the fuck down.
unalived 3
Shut the
people.
fuck up.
But bitch, you better shut up, bro. Yeah, that lied ass
All
shit.
of a sudden, after that goddamn morning show. Oh, because he popped me. Because he popped me, got a little close to me, showed some clothes. Yeah, she nasty at sometimes. Dirty, lazy. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Oh
no.
shit.
We ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. We not doing that. We not doing that. So y'all gonna stir away from what the real objective. You feel me? Y'all gonna stir away from the real objective. Oh no, yeah, I'm live too. I'm motherfucking live too. You feel me? I started late, but I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I'm ready. Lock it up. Lock it up. You see that gorilla? Yeah. At the age of 57. Yeah. Yeah, gorilla. He's ready. He's ready. I'm ready. Fuck is we doing? I'm ready. Yeah. Fuck is we doing? Fuck I want to start at, man. Little snippet, man. Look, I had to pop out around this motherfucker. I'm dead motherfucker serious. Let me start from yesterday. What I seen yesterday. Give y'all a motherfucking story, man. We can argue all day and do that shit in a few. But this shit had to be broke down. God damn it. This shit got to be broke down. In the captain way. So, God damn it, Big Back got to exposing goddamn me. Big Back got to exposing me. He felt like he was ready. He felt like it was time for him to come out the goddamn woodworks and do what he needed to do. Boom, he get to dropping motherfucking community wall posts, doing what he do, whoop de do, whoop de do. Mink go live, okay? So I'm over there in Mink live, and I'm paying attention to the Pink crew. I'm paying attention to Mink. I'm paying attention to the goddamn whole. I'm paying attention. When I pay attention, I'm looking at the whole motherfucking shit. You did. I'm in that motherfucker. I'm looking. I'm gonna start with the ugly bitch, Ashley. I gotta start right here with this bitch right here. I'm in that motherfucker. I'm just looking like, where is not on my watch? Where is Book? Where is DG? Where is Lady Ray? Where is not on my watch? Where the fuck is the Pink crew? So I'm in there doing my trolling. I'm in there doing my thug dizzle. I'm
That's
there
what I
having fun.
do. Grab a little
I
soul
think I
in the
said
pot.
one thing. I said, Ashley must be hiding behind that makeup.
Yeah, where that bitch?
That you want to bet that bitch pop right through.
Let's go. Oh, no, I got to get my speakers.
You decided to pop out because a bitch said something about your lips, your looks, but you didn't pop out.
Let's fucking go, dog.
For me, on down shit that Sean G was doing to her. We got to make it make sense. I'm in that bitch trolling. I'm in there doing my thug dizzle. You feel me? I said, oh, Ashley must be hiding like she be hiding behind that makeup. Like, and she popped right out the fucking bushes. I get to trolling her bitch ass. Oh, I got your full undivided attention. Job done. Boom. I'm looking, what is that? Boom, okay, I didn't see nobody. I see DG in that motherfucker. He trying to be the cheerleader, but his heart and soul, his soul, his mental was shot. His shit was fucked up. Come to find out, the same bitch, the same old droopy hoe, the 9 dangerous one, the bitch I said was crossing y'all when I opened the floodgates and popped his ass again and made his ass.
So, like some of the stuff that's coming out, people are putting out fake paperwork. That's what I'm guessing. And now, like from me listening to this, people are putting out fake paperwork. But I don't put out fake paperwork. I go right to Pacer and I get it. Or I go onto that government's website. But some people had some paperwork that you're going to hear them talk about in here. And I posted this on my site. I can't, when I say we are the receipts, yeah, I'm responsible for the receipts. I take complete responsibility. So if someone is posting fake paperwork and I play it over here, you shit on my name. You mess up my name. You mess up my channel. But there's a backup for everything. I told you that people were going to have to expose themselves. They're going to expose themselves. Because this is from whenever, and they're going to state the date that and everything that this is. And they're going to mention some paperwork that I showed.
Ass like a goofy again, bitch. Ain't nobody really know your ass went to the nut house, bitch. I'm gonna send your bitch ass back to the nut house, you goofy ass bitch.
Crazy
I'm gonna send your bitch ass back to the nut house. You might be in that bitch now.
Let's go.
You might have checked your bitch.
Let's go.
After Sean G put it out there that your bitch ass went to the nut house. You feel me? His bitch ass in the chat trying. Ain't nobody looking at your motherfucking ass. Don't nobody give a fuck about your motherfucking ass. Right. He in the chat trying to do his best work. Ain't nobody paying attention to him but Mo3 historian. Her ass.
That's it. Tell that bitch.
Cause that's his deflection. Ain't nobody paying attention to that goofy ass nigga but Mo3 historian in the chat. Boom. I said, I don't see no pink people. Where everybody at? Boom. So So I pop out. Drop the link. Drop the fucking link. Drop the link. She finally dropped the link. Mind you, she had already been live for probably an hour, 45 minutes. What to do? And what gets me? She was up there by herself damn near. What gets me? She was up there by herself damn near. So it took for me. I'm just starting at the beginning, man.
Let's go.
I'm all over the place because this shit's some fake shit. This shit's some bullshit. This shit's some goofy shit. You know? My baby mama gonna get her head knocked off trying to be friendly and trying to be YouTube.
I told you. Let's go.
She gonna get her head knocked off.
Let's
she
go.
A goofy ass bitch.
Let's fucking go.
She a goofy ass
Let's
bitch.
fucking go,
So,
man.
Me.
He said his baby mom is gonna get her head knocked off.
Drop the motherfucking link. I hop up there. I'm about to do some trolling, trying to have a little heart. And goddamn, here come the goddamn bitch. It took for me to hit the link for you to come up here and give me some companionship. It took for Captain to hit the link, for a pink member to hit the link and give Mink some companionship. Give Mink some hope. Give Mink some goddamn give us some goddamn energy. You feel me? So I get up there. Here come his bitch ass. Who was it? Shit.
I don't like playing that hard, man. Like this some of the stuff that I was talking about when I say he got the dog right there, right? I'm telling you, when I put out there, I put it and I named it a title. I said, "That wags the dog." That's a movie, but he's really saying he put it up there. Hashtag Trump and Iran. Like sometimes presidents start stuff because there's a big scandal that they trying to hide. But don't worry about it. I don't know who. That's why I be telling y'all. I don't want to know who you are when you are in our chat.
What's going on?
All right, let's get down to business. I'm hearing that.
What you mean get down to business?
Just listen. I hear the paperwork was fake.
You see how that nigga did? You see how that nigga Duke did Brandon? Just the same way he did me the other day when Max got on his ass. Now y'all see why Max got on his ass. Now y'all see exactly why Max got on his ass. Because this nigga's a cloud chaser. These niggas see 200, 300, 400, 500 people. Them hoes want to come over here and rest the show. Bro, that's why I be glad to talk to people like.
See, I'm telling you, the other day, y'all don't remember, I was like, yo, Max Boogie, that's my buddy right there. She from the NY. I don't know her. I don't even know her name. I just call her Max Boogie. She came right over before, like, and put something down in the chat before I could even start saying what I was getting ready to say.
Like this. Now y'all see why I'd be glad when it be like 5 people in here like this, because I don't be liking dog. These niggas be cloud chasing, dog. You know what I'm saying? They cloud chase, bro.
For sure.
It's been his excuse for gun.
So, Brando,
But fuck
you a
that.
smart guy. What's this?
We talking about this though, bro.
So,
let Brandon
since
get
we've been
to
able to pull up Pam's phone calls to the police, we've been seeing a lot of investigative interrogations on social media, right? Because
What kind of interrogations? investigative interrogations on social media, like they 5-0, or because these people, they're tight. Like if you go to these company sites, they be like, oh, follow us on Twitter, bop, 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 bop. Oh, we got a channel on YouTube, bop, 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 bop. He's showing a receipt up there.
Because they record those, right?
What?
Okay.
You with me? You following me?
On
I'm keeping up with you.
2/13/2026. And it's for like $23,000. $23,000 was moved on my birthday. That was February 13th.
Okay, cool. So it'd be safe to say someone like Mink or Book or whomever can go to DPD's website or their records department and say, hey, can we get the tape from the interrogation that Sean G did 11/12/2020? Because it's public record.
Have you got it?
I ain't got it. I just had the epiphany to talk about it and see who can get it, because
See what I'm saying? The epiphany. I mean, yo, stop using these big words. You don't even know what the hell that you had an epiphany. Some channels do publish, that stuff, but if they publish this stuff, people, can get hurt. You showing interrogation videos, but somebody showed, and I showed it on here. That's why I was ready to roll, because when I seen that, I knew that Sean G. But that wasn't the first time that I saw that Sean G. was interviewed. This man explained exactly how he got it. I did the same thing. I just didn't follow through with it because I wasn't trying to look into no public, like no public. But the boss said he was confident in his stuff. And that's Max Boogie's cousin. Shout out to 100K TV. Big Cloud. To them jars. Salute. So I was really done when I caught Ratchet TV saying so. What he said, I don't know what made him say that night.
I'm dumb. I barely was able to understand the paperwork with the 23 A and B about the shit that Ming put out. So I'm not the guy for the job. I don't do clerical.
So you saying Book put out fake paperwork?
Sean G said that wasn't his statement. Being the head of security, Benjamin Rainwater said, my name is not Benjamin. That's a fake witness list. So if the witness list is fake, is his interrogation by the police for Methodist fake too? I'm just asking.
Now, how many people gonna believe that? That the whole goddamn dollars, this whole dollars. Now, y'all favorite YouTuber, the King, say he was out there. He say he was out there. They got a police report. They got all of these reports. Wait, who Max Boogie cousin? What's the guy they just named? Um, Book 9. I think he calls himself Book 9. But I don't know what his real name is. I never looked him up or anything like that. I never, like, we just had disagreements in the chat. But I know that the man knows what he's talking about. And I know that he's like a paralegal. He's a paralegal for like a law firm or something like that. Or somewhere. He's a paralegal. When he speaks, he's speaking in my terms that I can understand. I don't know if they, you know how people be saying like, I'm not saying that they like blood cousins like that. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to put somebody on this page. I'm not going to put nobody's shit on this page and then like fuck up my whole shit looking crazy, and I'm listening to somebody. That's why somebody asked me about Duke. Would I sign up with Duke? I'm like, yo, Duke don't be knowing what the fuck he talking about. Then some people use that Chat GPT. I don't need that goddamn Chat GPT, and that's what made me put his stuff on there, because I don't use Chat GPT either. I actually show you. They got a book. It's called Black's Law Dictionary. I actually went to school for it. I just don't show it. I went to school for this. And then I worked for AIG Life Insurance. So I went there. That's corporate, but we work in the law. I worked in the law department. But I used to have to interact with outside counsel. When you're a corporation, you're supposed to be working for the good of the corporation. So I used to work for like seven lawyers they were corporate lawyers. Corporate lawyers can't go into the court and practice court. They can't go in there and practice. They got to hire outside counsel, a law firm that's outside of the corporation. They hire them. And then they would talk to me going back and forth. So I would see this stuff sometimes before the lawyers did. And it's something called a trial book. So I used to have to make up trial books and put different pleadings in different places. And I know what, like the vice president, I know because I was working for an insurance company, I know what they would be telling me, what their objectives are.
Taxi,
No.
Well, I just felt like flipping the flop top, man. Just want to see, like, hey, did anybody else notice that it seemed like Sean G is just a habitual liar?
Most definitely. How you feel about this right here? Show you, Sean. How you feel about this? This is the first part.
You fake as fuck. You ain't all shit. You ain't. I ain't got to talk to you, bitch. You on my baby daddy playing a pussy ass nigga. Talking all that shit. Bitch, you act like you somebody. I got a nigga that'll pop your top right now, bitch ass nigga. Talking all that shit. No damn way you accidentally shot and killed Hector accidentally, and I stand on my shit. Yeah, you did, and you did. You did, and I stand on my shit, bitch. Yeah, you did. You know. And when I get down with you, bitch, you're gonna be under the motherfucking chair, bitch. You're gonna be under the motherfucking chair, hoe. Yeah, I know. We already got witness statements. Fuck you talking about. What you want to do about it? You know that talking about you been following my cousins and shit. And nobody's
That was actually recorded? Why?
As you fake this big pussy. You're a pussy. I got the whole 411 on you, baby. You're a pretender. You ain't about that. You're not. I'll name some names that have your ass looking stupid, looking over your motherfucking shoulder, bitch. Play with me. Play with me. Play with me.
Beat it up.
Bitch, play with me. Homicide. Homicide. Round them out. Homicide. Round them out. Should I continue to talk? You all barking no motherfucking bite. You're a womanizer and you're a liar. We want to know where's the tape of me sucking your dick, bitch ass nigga? Where that tape at?
I already told you that ass.
I ain't seen it, bitch. I ain't seen it. Where the tape of me sucking your dick, bitch? I ain't seen it.
I never said that.
Why we ain't seen it? Why we ain't seen that pussy ass nigga? Let me step outside for you, bitch. I'm at Vertigo. You can pull up. Let me step outside for you, bitch. Where's the tape, bitch?
Everything recorded. You know, No Bag Sunday gonna be a trip when I replay the live, man. You know, I got a whole bunch of recordings. How you feel about that?
He said, you know, No Bag Sunday is going now. But yo, when I tell you, from the very beginning, if somebody would have just admitted that from the beginning, if they would have just admitted the truth, none of this stuff would be going on. I can remember specifically, they were saying that, 88 was saying that the bull, Sean G, he had some bit naughties. See, people be going on other people's channel and say they shit. They won't say it on their channel. I don't mind talking to other people. I don't like talking to people that ain't on my level, like they want to argue and everything. I like talking to people that, like, if I said a certain word, they would know what that word meant. But in some instances, you have to talk in coded messages because somebody always recording. Book has been the one releasing paperwork in the beginning, and they tried to say it was fake years ago. Yeah, he said that he left for a minute. And he said he came back to the Mo 3 sector and he seen that it was broken. So it must have been the time that he was gone is when I started putting out paperwork and about Sean G. But they had my chant, they had MGR shut down, so we went to We Are the Receipt. So then it seemed like it was a competition, and I had to put with Book. I just put up a little thumbnail like, yo, we all a little crazy. We are a little crazy. And then I just went on and showed his drum. And Mink broke up. But Pete Gang, I already know they watching me. So I just went and looked at B-Ways. I just turned my computer on and looked at B-Ways live. So I guess now they can tell when I'm on my laptop. And so I'm like, yo, how the fuck they would know I'm on my laptop? Because every time I was going on, this little black thing come up and would take a picture of what I'm doing. And then this thing comes up and shows me that the program, like Microsoft 11, could be doing this, taking pictures of it. And then when people break into your computer, bam, they snatching all that stuff down. And then they can just tell when you get ready to go live. Because I used to see, as soon as I turn on and I'm trying to set up my live, I would see 88 go live, saying going back down memory lane. That's all she would say. And then as soon as I get off, she'd go off. And then last night when I came on I just was going on to the live. I wasn't trying to talk or nothing like that. I was just on there and I was hearing them talk about them. They was broken up and they started asking her about the Apple computer. But I'm telling you, some of them Jones came from the FBI. Some of some, some of them MacBook Pros, they came from the FBI. And the people that sold them know it. I don't know. I wasn't. I don't know. Well, I don't know nothing over. I know what the paperwork say. I know that it just recently came out, like right before. I guess it was like right when Sean G. just. I think when he got transferred from the feds to Collin County. Yeah, when he got transferred to the feds, from the feds to Collin County, somebody said that whole heck story changed up. All the time. All the time. They was giving that to. I mean, they actually was going in and talking about who shot up in the air first, and it might have came from the other side. And these are stuff that starting to open and back up these cases. I don't know what to think about that because 88, she has shown that she is completely dedicated to rainwater. And this channel is I don't back rainwater. I don't know what type of dude and I never met the Joker. You know what I mean? That just have outright hatred for him, but it's just the way he was talking about his mom, his brother, saying fuck him, just a whole bunch of things he's saying. And just when he talked in general, like he knew what he was talking about, then it was paragraph 23 that just sealed it for me. Nobody's going to put that. And then I'm compared that to the Martin Luther King case. It took 30 years before the guy slipped his tongue slipped, and said that, yeah, he moved out the way so they could get a clear shot. And Dick Gregory was like, yo, grab that tape. And I showed it over here. That's all I showed over here from Dan Calloway.
Jinky. Shit, wow. I was just discussing.
You know how I felt when I said, damn, I got clipped. They were just cool. This was just a few weeks ago. I said, fuck that moving forward shit, bitch. When you see me dead.
Wow.
I thought it was supposed to be that. You did. I thought it was supposed to be that.
Wow. So you just ain't
I'm
going.
confused.
You ain't buying. You confused.
Oh, I ain't going. I ain't confused. I know what's going on. I know what's going on.
What's going on?
A bunch of fake bullshit trying to save face.
Or is it deflection? Because they're talking about Hector right now in the city. And
They talking about Hector right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit going on. A bunch of save.
Now, that paper, all of that paperwork is what's being subpoenaed, and they putting it as prior bad acts of Yella Beezy. That's what everybody talking about. That paperwork right there is what, when they put that prior by everything that Yellow Beezy's lawyers put in, the state of Texas is countering it. And once you put it, say you put that out there, even when you in court, you say, yo, the bull did wah. Nah, that's always gonna be remain in the juror's mind or a potential juror's mind. Anybody that hear it, whether the judge evident, he rules against him, but the state be having a lot of power to do what the hell they want to do, and they'll blurt something out in court, and you can say, "Oh, disregard that to the jury." That the jury heard that shit. That's gonna be in their mind. So when they put that paperwork out on Yella, on that paperwork, first of all, Sean G. I put a drawing out with Sean G. I don't show his face; you just hear his voice. 2019, he get 2019. He gets locked up in Collin County, but then he goes to the feds. It's already a case waiting for him. Why they got him as number one on the case? Number one of what? Of how many? No, number one of what? When they put that parentheses, that one next to your name on a John, I showed y'all on the GRC John. Yo, when they was locking them up, they was saying who was the head. Those was the heads. 1, 2, not in order the way they locked them up. No, they was saying, they actually explained, how they were at the top. They were in charge. That's how a conspiracy is. But Sean G got locked up for what he got locked up for. But he got locked up in Collin County, and then Dallas came and got him. So he's telling somebody, I don't know who he's talking to. He said, yo, I had to say something. So I was like, I had to say something. So who you told on? And they might have gave that nigga immunity, and everybody looking for a gun that they already have. They might already have a murder weapon. And then on the phone situation, the phone indictment, somebody is claiming to be a victim, and I'm not saying it's Sean G. They got it, and it just say SG. But there's a whole bunch of people that can have that. But that's why I said I got a channel that's for We Are the Receipts that I started right up with the eyeballs, and then I trademarked it. Then made up another one. And then I got the one where it's just the eyeballs, the receipt and the smoke. And people ain't getting it. Like, yo, don't come over here trying to threaten me and all of this shit like that, because now you're taking it off the internet. So when shit start happening in 2023. That's when I was really getting into that GRC stuff. And certain people was out. They had let them out. I mean, GRC, as soon as they went in, it was like they told, as soon as they didn't even wait to get down to the station. And when we start reading on later on, yeah, somebody was air hustling in the in the barbershop. But I could have been going so fast that I was messing up the investigation into it. So yeah, they probably cut down, like, hey, we got to slow this motherfucker down. He putting out these receipts. But they kept saying my receipts was fake. And I know my receipts ain't fake. I don't make up no fake receipts. Why the hell I want to get into something and make up fake receipts, knowing this man's mom and the man's family is out there. And they listening. Why would I want to do that? Now it got me don't want to play Mo 3's music because, at any time this channel could be snatched. One of my channels could be snatched. And the channel they're trying to snatch is Wise Learned Leaders, because I asked the question, who did the logo for Wise Learned Leaders that was started in 2022, and the logo for the Mystery Gang? But I'm Mystery Gang Reloaded, meaning I separated myself from the original Mystery Gang that started with South Carolina.
Face because a bitch want money and a nigga want to cover up some shit that he know is real.
Okay, because they're investigating if it was an accident or not right now in Dallas. Right now, I got the word last week.
You said an accident. You got the word.
As you fake as fuck. You ain't all shit. I ain't got to talk to you, bitch. You on my baby daddy playing a pussy ass nigga. Talking all that shit. Bitch, you act like you somebody. I got a nigga that'll pop your top right now, bitch ass nigga. Talking all that shit. Knowing that.
Now, 88 saying she got a nigga that'll pop his top right now. Same thing. No, she didn't use them terms with me. She used some other terms. And I catch her pop up here. But they say he was from the NY. He was in the NY truck. So I told him behind the scenes, I'm sending him messages like, yo, tell her to stop. You know what I mean? Tell her she got to take that video down talking about I had her sign an NDA. There wasn't no guarantee of no money, and you ain't even wait an hour. You chasing these dollars. And the whole time I didn't know, from the first video that I made, which was the Mystery Gang, that's Greywater. The first video I did, at the end of it, I'm talking about the first video I did when I ever came on to the internet I didn't used to watch to the end, but at the end, someone had put up there a rainwater production. So that meant that everybody that was part of the mystery gang, I'm glad I did separate myself from, because then y'all could have had me put and caught up in RICO with something I ain't had nothing to do with. Then you got people on here talking about I was sending Ratchet TV money in 2020. No, the fuck I wasn't. I ain't even know this nigga in no 2020. Now that'd be a fake receipt. They know that if I start, what they wanted to see was the receipts that I was going to bring up from Amazon and who got what. From Amazon, my business account. See, whatever their goals are to destroy or whatever, to put you out there, whatever their goals are, Nick, somebody is fucking pocket watching. And so if you're a small business, yeah, they'll try to destroy your small business. But they ain't understand. I had a federal case. So that's why I'm able to break this shit down the way that I'm able to break it down, because I don't be trying to lie and say, oh, I said I'm a criminal, I'm just not active. Yeah, but I showed my shit up here. I showed my shit up here from the beginning. But when Ratchet TV act like he wanted to settle everything, he wanted certain videos down. And he had to take certain videos down. But then, people was doing their trolling shit, and I ain't understand what that trolling shit was. I'm really taking this shit like, yo, who the fuck y'all talking about? Like, is up in some room with some nigga, like, because I'm trying to fucking invest in somebody trying to get a podcast going. And then everybody that I tried to get a podcast going with, they started getting attacked. Cam got attacked. What's the name? He got killed. What's my man name from Cali? Hood on Lock. And that shit always happened around my birthday.
Then when you accidentally shot and killed Hector accidentally, and I stand on my shit. Yeah, you did, and you did. You did, and I stand on my shit, bitch. Yeah, you did, And when I get down with you, bitch, you gonna be under the motherfucking jail, bitch. You gonna be under the motherfucking jail, hoe. Yeah, I know. We already got.
If he accidentally did that, which I don't know the truth of these matters or anything like that. I'm just hearing. I'm not gonna go that far into it because I think Bull Ronimo is from Kenny, and they said it on Real Life Street Star. They was explaining Real Life Street Stars try to, asking some questions. It was like, nah, it's a lot going on, He wasn't trying to answer too many questions. Shout out to my one and only right there. That's what I got one. I got one. And I don't want to be worried about it. I don't want 100 miles worrying about if I, got, if they throwing this or whatever. But I try my damnedest to keep my word and look at the stuff that people were sending me. These people is juggling shit around to who this is and to who that is. Salute 100. Yeah, they was putting out all types of shit, and I'm like, yo. I mean, all the way to the point they went out all the way down from when I went to New York. Everything over here is always I've been trying to get justice for somebody. So it's the same John, Queen 88, that said they were supposed to kidnap me down in South Carolina. I was like, who? I was gonna kidnap who? I was going down there for the same reason. Because I was sure he was gonna snatch this nigga up if he had beat this girl up the way he said. But I start questioning stuff down there. And then we saw a tape. But Ratchet TV ain't wanted to be like that. But if you look now, these years later, instead of him squashing everything, it caused me to go and start looking further and further and further. And then boom, I start coming across paperwork. I've been wanting to get off this joint. But every time it seemed like I'm trying to get off, somebody asking me, can I do this? Can I do that? And I have a hard time saying no. That's one of my biggest faults is saying no. But when I get there to that point, then it's a different I'm a different person. That's why I play alter ego so much. Yeah, I'm that nice person that I want to help people that I can help because I did a lot of shit in my life that I'm not proud of as a Marine. So I try to give back. I don't know. Give back thinking, if I can help people, then maybe the Most High can forgive me for some of the things, even though I've already asked for forgiveness. But it wasn't until this case that I was reminded. Yeah, I don't have to keep giving. I can't pay. You can't pay your way out of your sins. You just gotta ask the Most High for forgiveness of those sins, and you forgive them. And that's it. But still, you're still supposed to give. It is better to give than it is to receive. So when people was saying all this stuff, people was emailing me, telling me, yeah, they know that you're giving out this amount of money. That's why they was telling me who was fake on my channel, and everything. And the channel just, as long as God know your heart, yeah, He can know your heart, but faith without works is dead. Like He knows my heart, but I also got to do stuff too. And one of those things is tithing. So I give more. I don't just do 10%. I give more than that. So if you look at the thing, somebody asking, laughing, saying that they hope that I get my benefits back. And this is somebody I caught in other chats, antagonizing me. But I had already been like hawking them down. And I hawked them down. They say, if I fuck with him, I'll fuck the whole, he'll blow the whole John up. And I'm like, blow the whole John? Why you say that? And then I asked him, Wanda Williams? And boom, he was like, unblocking. They was blocking me from coming into that chat. because I was going in there to defend myself. This was something that I was actually going through. Someone actually did something to my daughter. That's my road. She like a daughter to me. The first thing people said is I was trying to smash. I had to do a lot. Like yo, she like a daughter too. She like to say around the same age as my daughter. Nah. So I be trying to protect her as much as I can, but whatever happens behind the scenes and whatever I send money to somebody, they not supposed to don't come out here and say, yeah, he's sending me money. Like, well, how the fuck is somebody knowing that, or who's saying that I'm giving out money? Yeah, I had to learn. No, I felt this. When you give people that energy back that they want, I mean, yeah, you might go through a lot of shit, but I be trying to give them back that energy that they want. Like, yo, just to bring that demon out of them. You really want to be you a demon? Like you a demon? You calling yourself a demon? Like you really want some rep? Because my kids didn't have nothing to do with this. And it's supposed to be some rules to this shit. Right? Like I got a message, somebody was like silence. And I listened to that. I listened to it because I understood it and I'm saying quid pro quo. So that was our last joint we did, but do you hear like in that time that person gave that to me because I like the ancestors, like they were saying, walk with the ancestors and all that. I don't believe it in the same sense they believe in it, but our ancestors have also always told us things. Our ancestors are those that was before us. They left them in books. They left them some way. They left us messages. And then you got the Bible of all things. And then you got it black and white in the federal courts in the state courts. It's black and white. You got ancestry.com, that's black and white. So I show just because I'm telling this chick, I'm like, yo, I don't like using that black word to describe people. I don't like using the term black to describe people because I don't believe it. I show them in Black's Law Dictionary what the word black meant. And then the census, how it was, they kept changing us from black, Negro, all these different. It was all these different things they was trying to label us. So if people can identify sexually any way they want to identify, got all these things, but I can't. I don't gotta know what race or what tribe my people came from. I had the documents. The government has the documents. People just don't believe Ancestry.com. That is actually the archives that the government had. So they call me fake veteran and all this shit like that. I'm like, what? I mean, it was a lot of shit I went through. It's nothing but a spiritual battle. But I got a what you call it, an email from somebody. So that email that they sent me, they was telling me to clear things up with Ratchet TV. He was a client and all of this. And I know what he was saying. And so I put out the Bible verse where it says, yo, make, you know, make peace with your enemy before he deliver you onto the jailer. Well, he went to jail before I went to jail because I'm just trying to look out. So they was covering up shit. So I was uncovering that shit, and that's what the channel was for. I wrote what our channel was for. Uncover this fake shit they be going on. I heard someone say, what was the other day? Someone came on and said, Michael Dyson, he actually, like, they was actually putting out, I think the other day I showed something where they actually was putting out the stuff about Michael Jackson in Gmails. But our last live that I didn't like, somebody did, which I didn't get a picture of it, so I didn't stop. But somebody actually said to me, let it play out. And I thought they meant just that chat, to let that chat right there play out. But I think they were saying, no, just let everything play out. Because the family was quiet. They came here, said what they had to say. And then, I don't know, that could have been somebody from the family telling me to let things play out. And then plus all of the stuff that people send me behind the scenes, I try not to put it out here in the wrong way where it disrespects the family.
Witness statements. Fuck you talking about? What you want to do about it? You over there talking about you been following my cousins out and shit. Anybody?
You did say accidentally.
I did because I actually talked to a dude that was working the club that night and said that Hector booked Mo3 and was a part of Mo3 security when they went to the other club after Gay Yayo started saying and doing the things that he did. So Hector was on Mo3's side. So when Hector pulled his gun out and shot in the air, other shots happened, but the shot actually came from their side.
And you talking about Big Back side.
That's what you
Big back.
Now, that's Duke. And that's the shit that get me with Duke is that, yo, bro, you put out a lot of shit, man, just trying to just throw shit out there and see what you can catch, like you fishing. But if he used that tactic that time and got that out there, shit, he caught a fish. Fuck, I'm gonna do. But would I work with Duke? Nah, I'm not trying to be. First of all, I'm not trying to solve the case. I'm more so trying to just bring out facts about certain people involved in the case, and it started with Ratchet TV. I said, how the fuck you know all of this inside information when you was down South Click, nigga? You never talked to the family down there. You just had me sending them bread. Let me get my bread back. Anything that happened down in there, down in South Click, that's your fault. You had me come down there for that shit. And then out of anything that I got back, it was $75. And I sent that shit to my daughter. Like, she in school. I'm like, here. $75 what that's supposed to do? How much I spent trying to build your channel up and hype the channel up. I'm spending like $500 a night. I know how to raise funds. I know how to. That's what I do. But he got down there. He was on some other shit. So I had to come back, and then he said I was in a conspiracy trying to kill him. I was like, what? Nigga, if I wanted to kill you, I'd have left you in that fucking lake, whatever the fuck that is going on down there. Just like I wasn't trying to solve the Dolph case, but up there on being on that panel, most people came from Ratchet TV. And the first thing when I met him face to face is, yo, why are you showing a purple demon? I took what he said, and he was saying like it was explaining something. However he explained it, I accepted it then, but then a couple other things, like, yo, he was talking to Skull, and everybody was supposed to be hating Skull in the joint, but really, this a whole play. Then he told me about the bull countdown John. I'm like, oh, the fuck up. So I go to all of these people when I get back, and he said, like, I'm talking about not as soon as I got back, but a little time afterwards. Because I wasn't going to say nothing. I don't, whatever happened in room 220, that's between whoever he was in there with in room 220 with. And what he said when he got in that truck, after all that, he didn't take responsibility for that or anything. He immediately started talking about Mr. Petty. And I went, like I said, I went back down there twice. So if Petty was going to do something to me, he had a chance. And then I finally see this lady with these text messages she's sending me. And she said, yeah, Petty had you at gunpoint, made you suck a dick. I'm like, you started this? Where you get this from? The same person that I say, Wanda Williams, this the same person whose house we was in front of when me and Petty was having an argument. But we had a few arguments down there. Petty was trying to school me to this shit about this YouTube shit. But anyway, we passed that. So I'm gonna do this real quick. But I kept seeing this guy right here. And but the times that he would go on, I don't know why I just never went to him, but when he say self-made hustle, I wanted to actually see what he had to say in the day. I just listened to it. So it just made me come live. And then someone came in there and told me to look at this. So I gave my input on it, and then I saw at the end is when I heard his mother speak, and what she said she wanted to do. That's what made me go harder, because of what she said she was trying to do and she wanted to show. That's what that, the Mo 3 um, grave site and her going to visit it, asked them, and Kenny, I started learning the history of the family. I gave all this money to people that I don't know who they are or anything. I didn't give it to it because I needed to know their family history. I gave it to them because that's what we do. But then when I found out some people was don't using this as a game, as they was committing fraud against me. I'm like, hold up. And then at the end, it was like, you burnt. I'm burnt. Nah, that ain't even in my vocabulary. There's something that's taking losses, but no, you don't keep taking losses. And I'm gonna figure out a way behind everything. That's why they're trying. They tried to take down MGR. Now they trying to take down Wise Learned Leaders but they didn't start it until I took off We Are the Receipts, and I just let it come back to Wise Learned Leaders and showed everybody that it said Wise Learned Leaders LLC, and everybody that was in there, I gave them a chance to stay, and if they was trolling, you had to be on both channels. And then I said, I'm gonna buy out everybody because it seemed like nobody wanted to listen. They was trolling when we started. When Wise Learned Leaders was supposed to be a school, they started trolling us then. So some of these people weren't serious. So that's why we at where we at. And people take my disability as a weakness.
Yeah, my bag is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this.
I'm glad I can comment. Now, why wasn't you able to comment, KK? I'm gonna start with goddamn the pink people. Y'all are fake group. Y'all are fake group. Y'all are pretenders. Y'all can't stand in the paint when the goddamn heat get hard. When it get hard around this bitch, y'all.
Facts. It just happened in the Dolph case. This shit off. I always feel like Jerry Johnson was in some way involved.
Now,
give me a second. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that at 10:30. Because the other one comes on at 9:45. So I would have to do that one at like 10:30. I would have to do it at 10:15 and 10:30. If I do 10:15, I'll be pushing it. So we'll do that one at 10:30.
This nigga, look, he set his shit up to move it.
10:30 p.m.
Just like the second time you did this, start moving the videos around. Like, why you moving the videos around? Something must have. I don't know what happened. They start making him move the videos around. But I do know this. Before I was going to go anywhere with this case, anything, and do anything, I sent them out pre-complaint, cease and desist order, and a settlement order. Like, for $0. Like, just stop what y'all doing regarding me and start over. Like, start over. Shut your shit down and start over. But Now, this supposed to be video IQ, right? This is on my own channel. This video is telling me I only got 49 views with 9 likes, but up here it's telling me something different.
And ran. I've always felt like they used them cars as a diversion. I've always felt like Trap Boy Freddy was a distraction. I've always felt like Yellow Beezy paid for the hit. I've always felt like Jerry Johnson was in some way involved. I've always felt like Keywan was always going to be the fall guy. I've always felt like Devin Brown could have took some sort of deal because his case just looks weirder than everybody else's. So nothing changed. It's just different faces in different places. That's it. The only thing that changes is we could see it clearly now that Keywan was most definitely there. There is nobody setting Keywan up.
I gave him his like, get added value. Don't try to strike the live. And that's the one part when you go in, you gotta add value to a person's channel. That's what the courts have said. That's from the case law, not from Google. Ain't gonna tell you this. Google just say they take it down because they get the content ID, and then this joker makes it. But once you put that copyright in, boom. But when I fought his John, put the counter for notification in, before I did the counter notification, when I wanted it back, when I really wanted the channel back, I went and researched the law. I went right down there in the Fifth Circuit, everywhere, and seeing what they were saying copyright infringement is. And most of these jokers is not going to fight you back once you like have a case law and know what it's actually saying, what copyright infringement is. Yeah, you'll win. And then you just write that to Google, because Google is not the ultimate determiner if something is a copyright. So he copyrighted something where what we was talking about over here was about Sapphire Queen. And I just told them, listen, the boy just got a police report saying that he did strike that woman. So I wasn't lying. He's trying to hide a crime, and that's why I was using it under fair use to educate us over here what he was doing. Same thing I'm going to do with this next copyright that they put up. I just haven't had a chance to do it. And now that I seen that, and I just now found that, what you see on that thumbnail right there, I just now saw that. I added value, I gave you a like for finally admitting.
If Keywan's being set up to be the shooter, that's his fucking fault. He was on the freeway. So I don't give a fuck what Keywan is talking about. But now that we get deeper into the paperwork and we look at the verbiage and we just start to look at the paperwork for exactly what it is and exactly what it says, we start to see something real familiar with that paperwork. Keywan is the fall guy. This is most definitely Keywan the fall guy, because if you're looking at the wording in this shit, they're saying that not only did Jerry Johnson, was he involved with the money, they're saying Jerry Johnson was also on that freeway as a shooter or an accomplice with Keywan. They're saying Jerry Johnson and Keywan pulled this shit off. If you are looking at that paperwork, it clearly says there's a second shooter. It clearly states there's two shooters out there. One of them is Keywan and one of them is Jerry. They just don't know who took the fatal blows. They don't have an unaliving weapon. That's the problem. but they got a cooperating witness that puts Keywan there that says Keywan jumped out the car, even though I was out there too. Remember?
Yo, I wish I could show the time that he said this. This is when he said this. This is the anniversary of the day that I left from down there, from down South Carolina. And I told you this nigga never played no more 3 and someone sent me these things that where he was holding this woman hostage and all of this at the beginning of the year, right after Mo 3 died. Why would somebody send me that? Why did they want me to know that? Why they want me to know that? Somebody knew I had it in for this boy. This boy was, but it all came down. But I guess when they were saying let things play out, this is what they was talking about. But then I was sleepy. I was I was done. I went on a tirade after this. For this whole live, I just went on a tirade, and I didn't care about anything else that was going on in the case, because the people that they saying responsible, he's reiterating it already. It's the paperwork that we showed. It don't matter who's first or whatever. It's the paperwork that we showed. It's not no if and all. No, it's the paperwork. The paperwork says that. So I started noticing when my shit come up there, they started putting me in orange on certain channels.
Car, even though I was out there too. Remember, this is very familiar. What case did this just happen?
I can't make this shit up. He said that out his motherfucking mouth. I ain't say it. This ain't no motherfucking voiceover or nothing. This nigga said, even though I was out there too. Now, how does it change things? Nigga, somebody was read into the fucking record. You made the most money off of Mo 3 case. You talked against his mom. You talked against Cole Gotti the most. And the whole time we was down South Carolina, nigga, you never, ever played no Mo 3 music. And you still don't. But I want y'all to hear him listen to the rest of the shit that he say after this. He don't even skip a beat. And nobody in this dumbass chat say anything. Like, yo, did you hear what you just said?
Happening, everybody. What case did this just now happening and we just watched? Salute to PT. I appreciate that. It says salute Ratchet for all of your hard work. PT loves Wicks. I appreciate you. Salute.
And that's the thing. When I put out Emperor, Emperor has new clothes. Look at all of them people. If you know what the Emperor has new clothes means, it's like, yo, he was naked. He ain't had no clothes on. But everybody kept telling him, like, oh, you look good. Yeah, pumping his head up. And he really think he the king. How you the king if you was out there, nigga? You mean you watched Mo 3 die, and then that's how you keep coming out with all of this footage? That's why somebody threatened Miss Lowdown. That's why somebody just came in as a user. They just came in user and said, I was looking at the case all wrong and told me to pay attention to paragraph 23. And that's what I paid attention to, paragraph 23. But that was in the copyright case. Which now that I look at it, yeah, I should have like been more involved in the copyright case, but I couldn't help but with that somebody was trying to show me his last record engineer was trying to make a deal, and I wanted in on the deal. I wanted in the shit. I wanted in on a Netflix deal.
Salute. With a $10, salute. What case did we just watch this happening, y'all? We just seen it. Let me know in the chat. What case did this just happen in? I'm going to break this all the way down for y'all. Let's go. It said Dolph. Facts. It just happened in the Dolph case. We just watched Cornelius Smith shoot Dolph about 20-something times, and then we see Straight Drop come over there and just literally say pew pew with a little handgun. Cornelius Smith never gets seen at court. When we did see him, that wasn't even the same Cornelius Smith that we seen. We was like, who the fuck?
What did we just say on the live?
I had just got off live saying, and that Cornelius Smith, that wasn't him. They done changed him out. But I told this nigga this first. When I first saw the switch out, I was like, man, that ain't the same, boy. And then I start just noticing things like, yo, that whole, first of all, the U.S. Marshal, I'm saying the U.S. Marshal, he whatever happened to Indiana. Somebody scolded me in the chats like, yeah, we thought you was going to finish the Dolph case. And I'm like, all these people covering the Dolph case? And that's not, I didn't come down I wasn't down here for that. I was, talking about it, but I was trying to give him information, let him present it. I'm not no presenter and all of this stuff, but I kept in it. That put me at odds with Onan. Onan kept doing shit, like doing little shit to my channel. So then I just started noticing, you niggas was y'all doing a lot of playing around. And it's only one way you put an end to shit like that. You either put an end to the person or you put an end to the bullshit. So all I really cared about was, I didn't care about nobody else. Onan, nobody. I didn't care about nobody because I ain't even know no Onan or nothing like that. I just had down there this nigga at the top, but then he went and hired somebody, do something to me. Like, come on, man. And this shit got bigger and bigger, just start snowballing.
Expressway, and you up here talking about, yeah, what happened on the expressway. I would have killed you, nigga. I would have killed you. I would have walked right up to your motherfucking face. If I'd have known everything I know, I'm telling you, nigga, I would have left you in South Carolina. Right? Whatever the fuck jumped in that water then, and then you got motherfuckers thinking, and you just put that one John right back up. The one where I am with that motherfucking John. And then you say, you trying to Katita and all of this shit. You always knew this. And then people, even the family, Miss Kitty, she said, yeah, she stopped fucking with you when you said that he was Mike, like he turned to Mike Jones. You the only nigga on this motherfucker that said it was a play on the highway, it wasn't his body, all of this shit, or wherever. But you saying you was on the highway.
And that's the same thing you kept doing in the fucking Dolph case, like with this flip-flop and shit, like you would never commit to one thing. The same thing with, if I go to the Ratchet TV Exposed, that's all you'll see. He kept flip-flopping, and then he said, long live Lex. Long live Lex. She dead? Like, when the fuck that happened? I ain't hear nothing about her dying. So when you finally call into the North Texas Crime Commission, you saying that this is all Sco shit. He the ringleader. Yeah, this nigga wild right here. But I knew it was gonna come back in his face somehow. Like when you lie, that shit gonna come back. That karma, spin that block. Look. She said, I don't know what's going on. Look. March 5th. These is all his names. So look what he got right there. He's showing us that these were distractions, that these girls are distractions. I'm like, distractions? All right. Yeah, you did that shit to them kids because ain't nobody just going, why would they do that? 2 months after Move 3 died, why would somebody try to expose you with this clear fucking footage? I mean, this shit clearer than the footage that we seen with Mo 3. It's up for the police, the FBI, ATF, Eric Barnes, and all of them to get anybody else that was in it. Nigga, my problem was with Jew and Rainwater. And everybody else that got in my fucking way. And here, on the very day that I left from fucking down South Carolina, because I couldn't stand to be around you no more. And guess what?
Yeah, this shit all lining up with you, motherfucker. You. But shit.
Everything fucking fits. Somebody that just doesn't have a choice. You come just like the candy man. Too good to be true. Oh yeah, you gonna help me out? Yeah. Then you get in there and that fucking door lock. Boom, boom, boom. Bro, because 31 weeks ago, just on Crisco. That nigga was abusive. Oh.
Please call Monday to Friday between the hours of 8 a.m.
I knew I was right about this motherfucker right here. He's a cop.
Please press 1 now. If you are calling to leave a tip, add additional information, or have an inquiry, please remain on the line and one of our operators will be happy to assist you. You may also submit a tip online by going to www.northtexaskrimecommission.org. Your call is important to us, so please remain on the line and one of our operators will be with you shortly.
Let's do it, gang.
Crash numbers.
Hello, I would like to submit a tip.
Sure, just 1 second.
Okay.
What city is this for?
This is for Dallas. Dallas, yeah. As a matter of fact, no, I think it's Dallas. It's either Dallas or Carrollton. I think it's Dallas. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's Dallas. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, what are you reporting today?
I want to report a criminal organization as far as
You trying to report a criminal organization and then he gonna say they got bodies.
Yo, y'all hear this nigga? Yo, y'all hear this nigga? Yo, bro. You.
Well, first of all, you got a gang of drug dealers that are using the social media platforms to distribute and to not only sell drugs, there's prostitution. There is, like I said, a few people have came up dead behind these people.
Yo, this nigga just gave up bodies. He giving up. He trying to give up bodies. Well, watch. All right, watch that.
Yeah, this is the whole criminal organization that's been going in. And
Do you know the name of the website?
Yes, I can give you. These are on platforms on YouTube. I want to give you several YouTube channels right now. I want to give you tips on everyone that's in the Dallas area that are connected to these people.
I can't believe.
Yo, do y'all see how fucking RICO start? Because the nigga can't keep his dick in his pants and you touch a little kid. And I listened to somebody else thing today and I heard, I don't know.
This is all stuff we heard here.
SK. Yo,
Shit ain't even funny now.
that's crazy.
And it's not. This shit is it's not funny now. It's horrible that what the fuck was that down in South Click then? Again, me showing this one. This is on the 5th. Then watch this. $5.12. ass up there throwing fucking John Mike Azriel. Witnesses, let every word be established.
I definitely heard that rant
I heard it.
on itself. So out the blue, somebody come start some shit with me. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to lead a jizz on. Somebody want to come start some shit with me. For the purpose of what we be talking about over here. So I'm wondering, I'm like, this one, like, wait, why the fuck she keep going the fuck back and forth with me? So let me share my screen with you. And it was like, I'm just trying to let you know. But the only person that could get me riled up at any time, and like I said, so I show like Clubhouse. So you know Clubhouse is where people get information, and that's these. Now this brand Nubian's time. This is me, Sean. I don't know if I said it outside. I always felt like, because we integrated at the campus, there was like 8 of us. And there was one girl, her name was Sandy. I forgot what part of the NY she was from. Anyway. But before they came on the live, it was a woman up here, and she said the N-word. And I didn't care if she said the N-word. The booking. But they left it on an open website. So earlier today, I was getting ready to put that up and show that these people were sitting up here and they was just saying, y'all know Ray Ray, right? And I was like, Ray Ray? The lady. But he used to always say this thing. I said this before. I was wondering, and that was Petty on another channel, and me looking at this thing right there, and then some of these things that he's saying on his channel, that shit been making motherfuckers. When Petty gonna get his views, but when he's talking about that, he always put that dolphin, that flipper, like he covers that Dolph case. Then it was like he sent her before he would talk to me.
I still had it. I still have it. In the Mo 3 case.
So peep game though. If all of these people was up there on Ratchet TV panel, and I keep telling y'all like, yo, Petty told me who was on that who was on the calls. There used to be a call. It was like a call every morning. Then that shit a show on the records, the phone records, that there was a call every morning. I don't know who was all on the call, but I wasn't on that motherfucker. So Betty told me. So I'm showing y'all. Look, I'm just showing you what I was sending this nigga.
Mac, the fucking, the heroin addict that was in the drug rehab. Or DJ Kill. The mystery game. And I'm telling what happened. I know they was hit. Y'all could hear my phone keep going off, but I leave. So these people that they was trolling me, they was allowed to sacrifice and all of that shit. Look. So right here, you see it's a Medicaid fraud department. Excuse me, Miss Shay. FYI, for your information. I can't see what that. Some is for Mr. Solomon. Dr. Hartman, MD, needs to contact us concerning his benefits. The same thing that you see right there where the boy said, I hope you get your benefits back. And he laughing. I do it live. Why would y'all be talking about Dr. Hartman when the doctor that actually diagnosed me, that ain't his name? That's just my current psychiatrist that I see on Friday the 13th. The doctor that has the right, what you call that, necessity. She's Muslim, or she's either Indian or she's Muslim. But when she wrote whoever, I wrote down all of the names that was on the call. Yeah, I know the Sopranos, how they used to meet in the office and all of that. And then the doctor, they talking in front of the doctor, but this doctor act like she actually cared and was trying to tell me what was wrong with me. But I also have a naturopathic doctor. Now, what fraud if I have kidney failure
My kidney fell and everything. This is what's going on YouTube. When I put this whole drawing out showing this, I get a privacy complaint, and the John, they take the video down. I get a copyright strike when I show who this Sharon Brown is, who actually was the one. Yeah, I'm not that I keep telling you, you don't have control. If you didn't mean what you said, then yeah, you you should write me a affidavit to help me with this. And she told me I had to pay her for it. So then she goes in the team and goes to the team's meeting that we had where she spoke with the company. So when they said that it was struck by a third party, I'm like, what third party would strike a meeting that belongs to me, my teams? And then this morning I get a thing and it says, you need to read, I need to get into my teams. They didn't understand. That's when I did the 2 micas. See, you and most people, y'all think y'all dealing with just flesh and blood. My teachings are that when you're dealing with certain people at a certain level, you're dealing with a business. You should have an EIN to protect yourself. So you have to be some pretty knowledgeable people to get my social security number and try to mess up my personal credit, which is easy to clean up, but you will never fuck up my EIN because I was always trying to protect the land that my family has in Georgia. So I don't know what you thought. I don't know what you thought. I don't know. But November the 11th, 2022 is when my cousin, who's blood, he died November the 11th, 2022. I remember I did the live. I went live anyway because I was helping some lady. I didn't go to his funeral. After I was threatened that I wasn't even allowed in ATL, but a Newton jumped out and protected that. And I had permission to go. So just you could just look and see what I'm showing. I ain't even gotta put ain't no sound. I'm showing you the people that came after me. And now Q is playing Ghost 9's stuff, the same thing that I was playing. And look, I'm looking at how his drone went up. All these inspectors in the Mode 3 sector. So why are you playing inspector right here. See, people ain't sticking up and being who they say they are from the very beginning, and didn't know who I was, and then boom, I don't know nothing about nothing. But Rainwater is a working federal informant, and they make sure they let me know. #facts. Now, at first, I thought this was like Keno. I'm trying to figure out who this Keno is. Like, I usually can figure this shit out. I couldn't break this code except that I remember Google. They asked Google. They asked Google for. They was asking Google for all these conversations, and then it hits me that that's how they coded it, and it was 512 and 256. 512 and 256. That's also the megabytes of certain phones, or the gigabytes of certain phones. Certain kinds of phones. This is her. Well, I'm saying, you can get shut down for wholesale fraud. Now I'm appealing to DHS, Department of Human Services. Keep thinking it's a joke. Your privacy matters, especially info. Wait till I finish. There she go. She's showing a personal meeting that I did not disclose to anyone. So she's allowed to defend herself. But this is Microsoft Teams. Wow. This is Google. Now she's showing money that I never denied that she gave me back after me trying to recoup some of the money that you said you took from me fraudulently. And then you sent me this picture, and I said, coming soon, the truth about Jay's two husband. I ain't say his name or anything. Look what I show you. And I know the person that I have. Look, the meeting via Teams with the partners and lying weird suspect. She's calling me a suspect. The meeting via Teams with the partners and lying weird suspect. How a suspect in what? What's this? March the 4th. And then you see my tag. So you're saying that me, I'm a suspect in what? When I've been said, I always knew I was being recorded, and I always knew the feds was down here. So you can't call me a rat. So I just made sure that I protected myself with Google. That's why I put out the 2 micas. Google was trying to get my personal information, though I was dealing with them when I was a partner. Yeah, I dealt with them with an EIN. I don't know where I came a suspect at. She can't catch me, and this woman can't ever catch me in no lies when I've admitted. Once you cross the line, everything I told you was a lie. Everything I told Medicaid was the truth. So hope that I get mine. I got mine back. All I did was put it in that waste, fraud, and abuse. I told you I was going to find out who working with the government. And that shit working very quickly. Going up and seeing who working with the government. Yeah, y'all the one made it. I told you any company that was dealing with, and they get any type of money from any grants, anything. Guess who it is? Microsoft Teams and Google. And right here, Capital One is closing credit cards and suing customers over this. Stop doing this now. Bitch, you got to be the stupidest motherfucker in the world, because as soon as I asked Jermaine Thompson, did he know Wanda Williams? He let me in. He said, unblock him. So who do you think that is? I know Petty ain't no rat. One thing I know Petty ain't gonna do, he ain't gonna rat. And make Ratchet put them fucking pictures out. Or not. Xanax, which is used for anxiety. To deal. I'm dealing with her and Ratchet, everybody that was in that whole, that was in there in that picture I got. And y'all was saying I had herpes and all of this shit like that, like y'all seen my medical records. Old mate. And then there was a data breach right at Keystone First, and they held on to it for a long time, and they didn't want to admit it. If you are one of those big companies over, you have a certain amount of employees, if there's a data breach, you're supposed to tell them. They didn't tell me. And then my mail was getting to me late. Yeah, these is all companies that they got all from the mailman, all that. Yeah, remember all the stuff about the house? The suspect, what, in the house? Guess what? I told you. That was part of a deal with the DA. And before y'all came in and did all of that, buying stuff and everything, now they got what they're going to check, all the mortgage and everything. Don't let that shit be fucked up, because that Michael Brown, when I showed that, FBI people and that shit, yeah. I told you they cleared me. PO office. That's you gotta bring.
If you're a Capital One customer, you need to watch this, because Capital One is flagging and shutting down credit card accounts, and it can lead to a lawsuit with customers, because if you have a balance on that card and not able to pay, and it turns to a charge-off or collection, it can ruin your credit report and turn into a lawsuit.
I woke up this morning to all of my Capital One credit card accounts being closed for no reason. I contacted customer service, and they're not being helpful. They're being very unprofessional. I was getting into a screaming match with the lady on the phone.
Now, Capital One recently merged with Discover, and there's 3 major things that they are shutting accounts over. And you need to make sure that you watch out that you're not doing these 3 things. So let's jump into the first major reason why they're closing accounts.
And this is, I'm using this by under the Fair Use Act. See, it says the elite credit system. In the beginning of Wise Learned Leaders, I was telling this same story over like 2 years ago. And I remember Boosie said he was having some problems with Capital One. And I was like, yo, they're racist or something. Capital One is one of the cards that I have, and yeah, somebody must have took a picture and was trying to get something off, because it was some crazy shit going on. And so they offered me some new shit. I ain't gonna show my personal jobs, but it'll be good.
First major reason is credit cycling. Now, this is a practice where people will charge something on their credit card, then pay it off, charge it again, and then pay it off. And this cycle happens before the payment due date, and they max out the credit cards with these purchases and pay it off immediately. There's a story on how credit cycling works.
It's when someone essentially repeatedly maxes out their credit card, then pays it off all in one cycle. So it's like this revolving door of debt. So say you open a new credit card and your limit is $5,000. You decide to make a big purchase, spend it all in one place on a new gaming system. Well, you have officially maxed out your credit limit for the month. But, and this is where it gets important, instead of waiting until your next cycle to spend more, you pay off that new gaming system immediately, which then brings your credit limit back up to $5,000, and you continue to make more purchases. So this essentially allows people to spend far beyond their credit limit, and in some cases, doubling it.
I don't know why I'm still confused on.
Why would, first off, why would fuck with Capital One? Listen what I'm telling you. Why would you care if somebody pay off they shit early if they had the money? If they got a fucking $300 fucking limit, what you want them to do? Carry debt? You want them to carry the debt so you can get the interest on it. That's what they want you to do. And that's why Donald Trump did what he did. There's a lot going on. You gotta pay attention to everything.
Get more points or more rewards, they are losing money. So Capital One is quick to shut down your account. Second reason is new negative information on your credit report. Now, many people don't realize if you miss a payment on a credit card just by accident, your other credit card companies will shut your card down if you're not careful, or any new negative information you may see.
Any new negative information, like someone has your account information, or they're continuously charging your card on Google for the memberships that you have to people's channels, or you paying off your credit card to help people's channels. This shit get ready to suck for a lot of people. Told you, people don't pay money to these big ass companies and banks for them to have data breaches, and my fucking name keep being in these data breaches. False claims that. I enjoy the rest of your day. I'm probably it's going to stay up for a minute. Because this is really for, y'all to know, y'all need to chill the fuck out. Because motherfuckers was talking about I was committing credit card fraud with them. I was like, what? I wasn't committing credit card fraud with anybody. And, well, let's just say, no, okay, no. Because I'm just saying, 512, is that an area code, or is that someone knowing that I'm going to look at it backwards? I don't know. Maybe go look at some of the old joints. I never cared about the views, never cared about anything. We just cared about justice from 03 over here. I try to listen to what the family was saying. And someone was trying to stop me, and I just couldn't figure out who it was trying to stop me and for what. And why would they want to unalive me? Want to know what ATM I go to? big organizations get sued all the time with RICO. You don't believe me? You don't believe shit stink? Look at this. All you gotta do is type it in Google, and what they say: update on Conduent cyber incident. October 24th, 2025, Conduent has provided a website for members to get more information on the impacts of Conduent's recent cyber incident. And what it says: data breach. Has Blue Cross Blue Shield started sending out settlement checks? Texas. Why would Texas be handling my shit? And this ain't the name of the company. That's what they changed it to. Then they had one in 2026. So be checking y'all shit right there. Blue Cross Blue Shield data breach. Someone stuck them up. What I do for the whole month of February, I said I'm gonna go live every day for the 28 days. Day for a year. Let Mo3 live. Nobody asked me that. I wanted to do that. Because March is when they lock Yellow Beezy up. It's good ready to mark an anniversary of, when they lock Yellow Beezy up. The truth can't be contained. It's always going to be contained. It's always going to be facts. That's why I let the guy come up there and I played it and let him see what number it came from. And he said he was certain type of hacker. But this ain't about him because he's a liar. But I believed him when he said one thing to me, that he was trying to help me. maybe because somebody else couldn't pay. Grow Business Services. Ooh. See how easy it is to backtrack. So I was wondering where some of my stuff was going off of my things, and then I think it was going off of where I actually was explaining or showing or streaming somebody who said they wasn't going to copyright strike me, and that was DJ Q. He said he wasn't going to strike me. A whole bunch of people said they wasn't going to strike me. Then he thought I striked him because somebody tried to make him think that I sent some pictures. They can see my pictures. Action. Y'all have a good day.